So, finally, I know you've been waiting for this, and today we're starting the Black Clover manga. First, let's quickly look at what happened in the previous episodes so we stay on track and don't miss anything important. After Zenon captured Yami and took him away, along with Captain William Vengeance, the Black Bulls were completely helpless against him. When Asta woke up and tried to head to the Spade Kingdom, Noct stopped him using his shadow arms. That's when Noct revealed that he was the vice captain of the Black Bulls. The next day, during the captain's meeting, Noct explained the Dark Triad's plan to open the gates of the underworld. Yuno also revealed that he was the prince of the Spade Kingdom. The captains agreed to form a team to invade the Spade Kingdom. Later, Noct began Asta's Devil Union ritual. Asta defeated Liba and formed an equal contract with him. Now, Noct officially begins Asta's Devil Union training. Before we start the next chapter, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon. Noct activates his Devil Union mode, Canis, and the room around him slightly darkens. Noct says, Asta, there is only one way for you to grow stronger. By uniting with your devil and drawing out all of his anti-magic power. Noct releases his shadow magic from the ground. Asta suddenly notices shadows beneath him, and multiple shadow arms capture both Asta and Liba. They try to resist, but they are completely overwhelmed by Noct's shadow magic. The shadows bind them tightly and cover them completely. After nearly suffocating, Asta suddenly breaks free, destroying the shadow arms. He emerges in a completely new form, overflowing with anti-magic. Confused, Asta looks around for Liba. Liba calls out, "Over here." He is sitting on Asta's shoulder. Asta looks surprised and says, "You look tiny." Liba replies, "It seems this happens when I give all my power to you." Noct then explains, "In a devil binding ritual, the one who gives the orders, the human, takes the initiative. That's why I can use Devil Union easily. What you're using right now isn't true Devil Union. The devil's power is only trickling into you." Asta says that Liba told him the same thing. He asks, "Then how can I use your full power?" Liba replies, "I don't know. I originally planned to take over your body and fight from inside. I've never fought outside before. That's why even someone like you managed to beat me." Asta responds, "So you don't know anything, yet you act like a big shot?" Liba gets angry and shouts, "This crazy contract was your idea, so you figure it out." Noct watches their argument, clearly annoyed. As shadows spread around the room, he says, "I suppose you'll just have to figure it out." The shadows begin rising and taking shape. Noct explains that by using Devil Union, he can combine the characteristics of each of his devils with his shadow magic. With his Devil Gimodelo's ability, multiple shadow clone soldiers appear. Asta and Liba are shocked to see an entire army of shadow warriors. When Asta tries to avoid the shadows beneath his feet, a shadow soldier appears behind him, without him noticing. Asta barely blocks the attack with his Demon Slayer's sword. Suddenly, more shadows appear from behind. Asta swings to defeat them, but they dodge his attack and strike him hard. Asta realizes that each clone has the same key as Vice Captain Noct. Noct states that the shadows won't disappear until Asta defeats them all. Asta cannot even sense Noct's true location. He realizes that Noct has made contracts with 4 devils, meaning he must have faced death 4 times. Asta says, "Liba, our bond is stronger now. We should be able to draw out more of your power." Noct replies, "You chose to make an equal contract with the devil. Since Liba isn't your servant, you can't easily access 100% of his power. This is the path you chose. Now, use that power to defeat them." Asta responds firmly, "Yes, sir. Right here, right now, I will surpass my limits." Noct stares at Asta. Asta charges into the shadow army, slicing through them. As he swings the Demon Slayer's sword, Yami's katana, he manages to cut Noct slightly. Noct notices the small wound. Asta shouts, "Liba, let's save Captain Yami together. Right here, right now, we'll surpass our limits." Noct replies, "I hate that phrase." Somewhere outside, Yuno was training alone. He was completely exhausted. Suddenly, he sensed someone's presence and said, "Why don't you come out instead of hiding and watching?" It was the former vice captain, Langris. Langris stepped out from behind a tree and, with a slight smile, said that calling him former was unnecessary. Yuno replied that he was as unpleasant as ever. Langris responded, "I see. Not as unpleasant as you, though." Langris then asked, "Where's the noisy spirit that's always with you?" Yuno replied, "Belle is resting inside my grimoire right now. I've come up with a way to defeat Zenon, but I'm not sure how effective it will be." Yuno looked serious and asked, "Why are you here?" Langris answered, "I thought you might need an opponent who uses spatial magic. Since I'm already here, shall I help you train?" Yuno was surprised by his response. He said, "I would prefer to manage on my own, but this is a Golden Dawn matter. Haven't you gotten stronger too? If so, please help me." Langris replied, "You're quite insolent, but it seems I've become a little more agreeable." In the next scene, Asta crashes to the ground ground. Both Asta and Liba are exhausted and badly injured. Nacht, standing calmly with his shadows, says, "You lost again." Asta admits, Vice Captain Nacht is too strong. No matter how many times we try, I can't figure out how to win, and he isn't even fighting seriously. So this is the power of Devil Union. Why can't Liba and I do it? Even in his black form, both of them were severely hurt. Liba could barely move. Asta crawled toward a nearby box and opened it. Inside were some snacks. Both Asta and Liba immediately pounced on the food. As Asta ate excitedly, Liba looked irritated. Almost instantly, Asta's wounds healed, and his strength returned. The same happened to Liba. While eating, Asta said, "I need to thank the Spade Kingdom resistance member who made this." Then he added, "Liba, eating sweets just gave me an idea. Come here for a second." Liba thought to himself, when he gets like this, about 10% of the time, his ideas are pure genius. Asta placed Liba on his shoulder and shouted excitedly. Liba continued thinking, but the other 90% of the time, it's complete nonsense. Out loud, Liba said, "Asta, this isn't the time to fool around, you 90% idiot. If something this simple could solve our problem, we wouldn't be struggling in the first place." Nacht, watching them, wondered, what exactly is a 90% idiot? Asta replied firmly, "I'm not fooling around. If we fight like this, our hearts and bodies will get closer to being in sync. What's your problem? You get to sit on top, so stop complaining." While observing them, Nacht suddenly had a flashback, a memory of a conversation with his brother, telling him to keep fighting and never give up. Then Nacht said loudly, "It's about time to meet up with the others." Asta was shocked. "Huh? It's already been 2 days? I didn't even notice." "Oh no." Nacht replied coldly, "No choice then. If it's not gonna work anyway, you can die here." Suddenly, Nacht released hundreds of shadow arms. Asta and Liba were terrified at the sight. Nacht activated Monozone, dark prison hunting ground. The entire area turned pitch black. Asta couldn't see anything. He was struck by a punch, but couldn't see or detect the attacker. Asta thought to himself, "I can't sense it at all." Liba shouted, "There's no way to dodge their attacks." Nacht said, "Asta, you did have potential, and yet, what a shame." A shadow warrior kicked Asta violently. Asta thought, "Death is creeping toward me from the darkness, and I can't sense a thing. This is true terror." Struggling, Asta said, "Liba, our backs are against the wall, so why can't we unite?" Liba felt the same. Asta remembered Captain Yami. Liba remembered Lysita. Suddenly, a burst of power erupted from them, and Nacht looked on in shock. The Spade Kingdom palace is surrounded by dark clouds. A man walks down a hallway toward a room. It's Zenon. He asks Morris about his brother Dante's condition. Morris replies, "Listen, I was in charge of all the sorcery studies in the Diamond Kingdom. I'll fix him up. No problem. He'll be even stronger than before. On top of that, the magic required for the Advent ritual was collected using the Candelo device I created. So please, have a little trust." He continues, "I'm grateful to you all. I ended up somewhere far more interesting. That traitor Mars had me driven out of the kingdom, but this worked out better." Behind his glasses, a subtle expression forms as Dante thinks to himself, "I can't wait to fight that boy again." Dante then asks Morris if any other preparations have been overlooked. Morris replies confidently, "Everything is proceeding perfectly." He turns to Lotus and says, "Isn't that right, Lotus?" Lotus, clearly terrified, responds nervously, "Yes." As he speaks, he catches sight of the enormous devil and thinks to himself, "This is really bad." Meanwhile, Yami is shown unconscious. The roots of the tree of Cloyfoth are growing rapidly, fueled by Captain Williams and Yami's magic. Back in the Clover Kingdom, Asta stands overflowing with anti-magic. Nacht is sweating. His devil union has been torn apart. Nacht thinks to himself, "He intentionally avoided striking me directly. The union on my arm came undone even though he never touched it. He erased my magic, even the mana zone, as if it had no substance. Anti-magic. I knew it. If he can use that at full power, he'll become the strongest." Nacht says aloud, "Time's up." Asta says he wants to join them, but Nacht replies, "You've learned Devil Union, but only for a moment. You haven't mastered it yet. You know that as well as I do." Asta looks shocked. Liba says, "Asta, he's right, but you've come this far." Nacht continues, "If you enter enemy territory like this, you'll die." Using his shadow magic, Nacht reflects on what he has observed. "I've been watching you and the other Black Bulls." Asta looks at him in surprise. Nacht says, "You were born without magic by chance. You were possessed by a devil and toyed with by cruel fate. But you were always right. He places his hand on Asta's shoulder and continues, people who are right aren't always rewarded. However, I would like them to be. I'll leave Gimodello here with you. Gimodello reacts in shock. Huh? Noct adds, we'll do everything we can until you get there. Asta's eyes shine with determination and emotion. As Noct leaves, he says, so Polish that power, and come join us. Asta replies firmly, yes sir. Gimodello mutters to the other devils, I'm finished. Mr. Noct is a real ogre. The sun rises over the Clover Kingdom. The Spade Kingdom raid team is ready.